Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Andrew Laidley. A large transaction today resulted in gains for the Jamaican dollar. At the end of trading, the greenback was selling for $131.53. Now that's a 2% gain over yesterday's selling rate. Meanwhile, the Canadian dollar sold for $101.62. The pound closed at $177.29, while the euro is going for $150.64. With more businesses getting into e-commerce, cybercriminals are moving quickly to take advantage of those who aren't protecting their data properly. The digital transformation makes it easier to do business, but it also exposes corporations and consumers to a wave of new age criminality. The topic was the center of discussion on the latest edition of The Exchange, a Financial Gleaner and JNN Business Forum. The technology ministry says Jamaica lost some $100 million in 2016 as a result of cybercriminal activity. In the same year, more than 230,000 threats were detected in the space of 1 month. Chief Executive Officer at Jamaica Electronic Transfer Services, Edmundo Henez, says many of the hackers are closer to home than many people realize.
We have some quite advanced hackers in this country. So we're not inferior in any way to that. They have activities of their own. I don't know them in detail, but they do have activities where they engage in means to be able to compromise systems or otherwise be able to break in. We have a number of ethical hackers in Jamaica, people who are actually trained at very high levels who assist companies in how to defend themselves against other type of hackers.
So as more people become comfortable using online banking and e-commerce sites, more persons are falling prey to digital fraudsters. That's why the Cybercrimes Act was established in 2010, along with the National Cybercrime Strategy. But Mr. Henez argues that the legislation isn't strong enough.
We can definitely do some more with the legislation, in particular for the types of crime that are being conducted now for fraud. The legislation could be stronger to be able to put more sanctions against persons who are doing these kinds of activities. At present, it's more of a challenge to prosecute, and the degree of punishment that can be meted out is not as satisfactory as you would like to think that it is.
At the same time, he's urging consumers not to fear the new technologies like the Tap and Go payment cards. Tap and Go allows consumers to complete small transactions without entering a PIN or swiping the card.
The mechanism for authentication or approval for the transaction is by a tap, but there are certain limits that are put on it. It can't be used more than a certain number of times without you having to input the card and enter your PIN, and it can't be used for more than a certain amount of money. So it's really intended at the very low value for convenience payments, like you're stopping to get a coffee at Starbucks, for example. You tap and you go, and it's a very small payment, and it allows that to happen. But on the third attempt, it will say, you've done this a few times, please now enter your card into the machine and prove that you are who you are.
Now, the Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSE, has struck a deal with the NASDAQ exchange in the United States. The deal allows local brokers to short sell or profit from falling stock prices while also trading international stocks. The agreement with NASDAQ is for 7 years. On now to stocks trading. The JSE index gained 4,008 points today, while the junior market index lost 6 points. Among the winners were Siboney Group, KLE Group, Express Catering, Everything Fresh, and Consolidated Bakeries. On the losing side were Dolphin Cove, G West Corporation, Jetcon Corporation, Indies Pharma, and Sagicor Select Funds. And that's the Business Day. I'm Andrew Laidley. Good evening.